Hello and welcome to this edition of 101 with Montgomery County Executive Ike Leggett. I'm Lorna Virgili, and thank you for watching. Hello, Mr. Leggett. How are you?
How are you today? Thank you for having me.
Summer's over. Fall's here. Can you believe it?
Yeah.
How was your summer?
It's busy, quite busy. Not much of the travel that I would have preferred doing. I went down to Louisiana for a family reunion, but beyond that, mostly here working and basically taking care of things in and around the county.
Bad news when it comes to pedestrian safety this
Yes.
particular season, summer season that we just had. Since May, 11 pedestrian fatalities in the county. According to police, this is the highest in a summer season during the last decade.
Right.
What more needs to be done to prevent these fatalities in our roads?
Well, it's an ongoing effort, and we have made tremendous investments in this area. Record amounts of money is designed to do several things: enforcement, education, and engineering. But the challenge that we have is that the county continues to grow. We continue to develop. I was in Silver Spring most recently for an event, and it was a challenge trying to get around all the construction sites. Large numbers of people that are out. We have pedestrians, and we are emerging into this new era of Montgomery County. And it's going to take a little bit of time for us to transition out of that. And so that's one of the challenges that we have, simply growing larger, many projects that are ongoing, large numbers of people who are out in places like Silver Spring, Bethesda, and of course there are other things related to that as well as alcohol and some of the other factors of distracted drivers, distracted pedestrians. But we have to continue to monitor the situation, continue the efforts that we've started some time ago where we had some progress. But when you have a large community now, 1.1 million residents, the community continues to grow. We continue to have newer people arriving each and every day. So this effort is an ongoing effort for us to remind people about the challenge that we face. But I think if we stick to the things that we started, continue to fund them appropriately, that is education, enforcement, and better engineering, I think we'll reduce those numbers quite drastically.
According to police, one of the main problems seems to be the fact that a lot of folks cross in the middle of the street, not using the crossings, the pedestrian crossings.
Right.
How can this be tackled in a way that for some people that perhaps are new to our community and there's not the cultural understanding, do utilize the pedestrian crossways?
Well, we recognized this some time ago. In fact, we had a press conference some years ago, about 5 years ago, in the Silver Spring area, designed precisely to get to those kinds of people who cross in the middle of the streets and against all of the traffic regulations. And as the camera was pigeoned from me over my shoulder, they looked to see down the street several pedestrians walking across the street in the middle of the street, and it simply exemplified the problem that we face. There are an awful lot of cultural differences that are out there, and people have not adjusted to the way the traffic signals are designed, how to operate them appropriately when you need them, to punch them and so you get across the street faster. But we have to better educate people about those challenges, and it's a real challenge for us. If you go to Ocean City, in the main street, they provided a barrier, a fence-like barrier, for about maybe a half a mile or so. And the results really came back after the summer that it drastically reduced the number of collisions with pedestrians in Ocean City. Now the challenge for us is we're not Ocean City. We have more than one main road. And it would be very difficult for us to afford to do something like that. But in key areas, I think it may be important for us to continue to place those barriers there so that people will not in fact cross the wrong location. If you can find a way to do it that is cost effective, that is not an intrusion to businesses and other things in the area, we should look more into that as another engineering factor that we can examine.
Because there are existing barriers already throughout the
Yes,
county.
some.
Randolph Road
Right.
is it's one of those roads that does have it.
But there are other locations I think we need to put them in.
Georgia Avenue,
Yes.
it
Yeah.
seems to be very dangerous. And with all the development going on in Wheaton, you're going to have more pedestrians in that region, and that avenue doesn't have a median for
That's a
barriers.
good example. Georgia Avenue is a good example right there, heart of Wheaton.
Let's talk about, since we're on the topic of police and safety and pedestrian safety and all of this, with the beginning of the school year, of course, we have more school buses going around our neighborhoods. About 900 buses out of the 1,400 that MCPS has are equipped with video cameras. According to police, there's an average of 167 violations of drivers simply not stopping when the bus stop is stopped with a stop sign extended. What more, other than the citations, can be done for drivers to have a clear understanding that it is important to make that stop?
We're examining that, and I hope we can come up with better answers, but you can't simply legislate your way out of this. This is something which is a real difficult challenge. The fact that we have that number, over 150 per day, is an astounding number. And keep in mind, that does not include all the buses. That's just 900 or so out of 1,400 buses. So that number probably is much higher than that on those buses that we do not have the cameras on. And so we need to redouble our efforts. But I just hope that we continue to find probably even higher, so that people will get the message and understand that there's a huge penalty to pay, and we're watching you. At first I thought maybe people didn't fully understand that we were serious about this, or maybe they didn't understand that the cameras were actually on the buses, that we were going to catch them. But after several months that you've seen this repeatedly, it is though people know it, they understand it, and simply are ignoring it. And we have to make sure that we punish them sufficiently so that in the future they would think take second thoughts about driving around those school bus signs.
The citation went from $125 to $250.
I think it needs to be more.
And still don't get, it needs to be more.
How can you put a price on the life of a young kid? And this is what's going to happen as it relates to people crossing or passing when those signs are up. When you know there's a good chance that you're going to be caught on camera.
Another item of concern for police is the Take It Personally DUI prevention campaign. You just participated in an event. What is the update as to more enforcement?
Well, first of all, we're going to enforce, and the reason why we're looking at it this particular point in time is because now in October through the end of the year, we have a large number of festivals, a large number of events in which people actually drink. And so there's a two-part series to this. One, enforcement, to make sure that people understand that we're going to rigorously enforce this. And then secondly, we're going to better educate those people who serve in our bars and restaurants so they do not overserve customers who may in fact have drinking too much. So it's a two-pronged approach that we're taking, but we want the public to know that we are going to strictly enforce this, that we are watching you, and that we're going to give you some better tools so that you won't drink as much in the bar and restaurants.
Thank you, Mr. Leggett. We got to take a short break, but we will be right back with Montgomery County Executive Ike Leggett.
All right, give me a spot. You know my motto, safety first.
They could be dangerous. I think we should call animal control.
Animal control?
To be safe.
Don't worry.
Just...
I got this. It's a new motto.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
The next 30 seconds can save you a lot of money. Just do your laundry in cold and stick to full loads. Auto-sleep your computers. Plug your gadgets in a power strip and switch it off when you're done. Headed out? Turn back your thermostat by 10 degrees. And drive sensibly. The more energy you save, the more money you save. Find other great tips at energysaver.gov.
If you think someone might be considering suicide or drugs, be the one to help them by taking these 5 steps. Ask, keep them safe, be there, help them connect, follow up. If you're struggling, call Lifeline at 1-800-273-TALK or the 24-hour crisis center at 240-777-4000. Be the one to help. Learn more at betheone.org.
I love taking care of my mom. It wasn't easy at first. She learned how to better communicate her needs.
And you learned how to not ignore yours.
I discovered how to make healthier meals.
And I discovered how much I enjoyed them.
Becoming a caregiver is a learning experience for everyone. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
Welcome back to 101 with Montgomery County Executive Ike Leggett. Mr. Leggett, the big celebration at the Strathmore just took place, the Leggett Legacy Forward. Tell us about it for those folks that were not there. It was a packed house, but the entire county couldn't fit at the Strathmore.
Well, first of all, let me thank the sponsors who provided the resources to help us raise $1.7 million. I think that we can raise that number ultimately up to $2 million. The event was designed certainly as an honor to myself and my wife Catherine, but more importantly for both of us to raise monies for many needy kids through the ASIC programs in Montgomery College and the University of Maryland at Shady Grove. Education is expensive. We have some outstanding young people who deserve to go to school, and we simply want to give them an opportunity. There have been many tributes to both my wife and Catherine, but a tribute for us would be how do we provide opportunities for people to continue to go to school. And that event, with large numbers of people, many sponsors, and people coming out enthusiastically engaging in this program, I think was a very, very big success. And hopefully we'll have many people for years to come who will benefit as a result of the contributions that were made at the event. Quite an event.
You said years to come, so this
Yes.
is going to be a continued ongoing effort by you and Mrs. Leggett.
Well, what I meant by that, most of this will be endowed. Some of it would be, in fact, given directly to students up front in the ACES program. But in addition to that, we provide opportunities for people in my family to continue to contribute to this so that it will be an ongoing effort for many years, long beyond, my immediacy in terms of county executive.
And how will the funds be distributed? Montgomery College and the
Montgomery College, University of Maryland, Shady Grove. The primary beneficiaries are the ACES program, a program designed to provide support for those young people who need help and support, who are deserving. They have the potential to do very well in school, but they are challenged economically, and this is the difference potential for some students, whether or not they attend college or not.
So your legacy is education.
That's right.
Thank you. Let's talk about ribbon cuttings. You always say that you love groundbreakings, but that you prefer ribbon cuttings.
No. I like groundbreaking.
You like ribbon?
But I love ribbon cutting.
But yeah, that's what I meant.
Here's why I say that, because at groundbreaking, we are beginning the construction phase of the project. I've attended a number of groundbreakings that did not culminate into ribbon cutting. At the ribbon cutting, it means that we have successfully completed the project. The project is completed. We're prepared now to enter the construction zone and to utilize whatever the construction process may have been to lead to our involvement in it. So I like ribbon cuttings, but I like groundbreaking. And I love ribbon cuttings. So we've had a number of them.
Let's talk about the outpatient clinic for veterans that was just opened doors in County in Gaithersburg. What kind of services are county veterans going to receive at this clinic?
Well, basically comprehensive service for veterans. And when you think about it, here are a group of people who have given a great deal to this country. And I was somewhat surprised and disheartened by the fact that even today there are too many veterans who do not receive the proper care that they need. And many in Montgomery County, we have over 40,000 veterans who are here, traveling daily all the way to Washington, D.C. or to other areas in order to get medical services. To go downtown probably is an hour drive or even more, depending on the rush hour of the traffic. To come back is another hour, so that's 2.5 hours a day for a veteran who may in fact need medical help and assistance. That's a huge price to pay. So what I wanted to do, and I announced this some time ago, was to try to provide support for those veterans right here in Montgomery County so that travel distance is much shorter. They can receive the services here in Montgomery County, right in Gaithersburg. And so given the location, given the number of veterans that we have, it will be a highly utilized center, and hopefully it will reduce that time, the anxiety, not only to the veteran but the family, because they have to worry about getting the transportation there, coming back and forth, and people have to take time out of work. Many of these veterans are not able to drive. They need assistance, they need support, and this reduces all of that for them. So I'm very, very proud that our congressional delegation, Fred Holland and Cardin and others, helped to push this process forward. Our Veterans Commission here in Montgomery County is something that I've been pushing and they've been fighting for a number of months, and we finally got it through, and so it's a real sign of progress for our veterans.
Lots of excitement also for the Good Hope Neighborhood Recreation Center opening.
Yes.
I know they're ribbon cutting.
Well, if you look around the county and you look at the number of community centers, recreation centers that we've either constructed anew or those that we've had basically total remodel, it's an astounding number. And in this case, this is a remodel, but basically it's a new center altogether. When you combine that with all the others, we are providing a great deal of services for seniors, for young people, for entire families, in a convenient location in places that are truly needed. And so I'm especially proud of this center because it was something that's well overdue. It was a challenge engineering because it's a relatively smaller site, but a community that desperately needs a great deal of recreational outlet. In addition to that, Strathmore has combined with that local community to provide an entertainment outlet for them, so they have classes, entertainment at that center in such a way that many of the people in an area that is somewhat isolated will not have to travel all the way to Silver Spring or to one of the urban areas of downtown Washington, D.C. for something that is basically intrinsic to a community for which they would have at the Good Hope Center. So with Strathmore, with the enthusiasm of the people in the local community and a new center, I think this will be a very good indication of support for that community.
Private business, ribbon cutting. Unisphere project from United Therapeutics expanding their presence in downtown Silver Spring. What does that mean for that particular area as far as economic development and jobs?
Well, first of all, let's go back and look at the history of United Therapeutics in Silver Spring. They invested way back in, I think it's 1996, when Silver Spring was quite different. So we owe them a great deal for the investment that they made prior to this to help stabilize Silver Spring. And they brought one of the best companies in an area that I think will reflect how much jobs and biotechnology means to our communities. That's there. And now they're expanding. They're expanding to a state-of-the-art building, a zero-net environmental impact to the community and to the atmosphere and the climate challenges that we have. It is simply a marvel of a building. You go there, you're simply astounded, not only from the architectural view of it from the outside, but once you go inside, it truly is a remarkable building. And so we are really delighted that they've made a further investment in Silver Spring, bringing additional jobs, more importantly, continuing the great work that they've done, especially in lung research and preventative care that they've made over the years. We are especially proud of their leadership and all that they've done to help stabilize Silver Spring, bring jobs there, and to be a cornerstone for future development and growth in Silver Spring.
We got to take another short break, Mr. Leggett, but we'll be right back.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
The gubernatorial general election is almost here. Election day is November 6th. Follow these practical tips. Familiarize yourself with the voting system. Review your sample ballot and bring it with you to use as a guide. You must be registered to vote on Election Day, and you must vote in your home precinct. Your sample ballot shows you where your polling place is. Visit our website, 777vote.org, for more information. Remember, your time, your voice, your vote.
At Montgomery Parks, it's time to play tag!
Oh, I'm on base.
What's base?
This.
Playgrounds are awesome, but make sure you remember to take a ride aboard a miniature train.
Do you think they'll let me drive? I mean conduct.
Bring a picnic lunch and enjoy a meal outdoors. And what better way to end your day than a ride on a classic carousel?
Dad wins the Triple Crown!
Montgomery Parks, it's all here.
Did you know there are more than 10,000 county government phone numbers? But there's only one number you need to remember for non-emergency calls, 311. MC311 is Montgomery County government's online telephone information system. Need information? Have a problem or complaint? Trying to locate a county government facility? Call 311. The call center is open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. The website is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Welcome back to 101 with Montgomery County Executive Ike Leggett. Mr. Leggett, let's talk about the citizenship corners at several county libraries. The partnership between the Gilchrist Center and the library system in the county. What kind of services are these corners going to provide for legal residents that live in the county?
We have probably 60,000 legal residents who are eligible for citizenship. And what we are trying to do is to encourage them to, in fact, apply for citizenship. What far too often happens is that a number of residents look at it and look at the process and believe that it's too cumbersome, confusing, and complex for them to, in fact, endure. And so we want to get the word out, number one, that you are eligible, and secondly, that we're going to provide some assistance. It may be support of looking at documents, how to complete those documents, and following the process as it goes along so that people are not as intimidated by what they see today. And as a result of that, you'll have citizens who will become much more engaged in our community. They will feel a sense of connectivity to so much around them, the eligibility for so many things which they don't have now. And so our view is that taking that 60,000 plus number of people in Montgomery County who are eligible, let's make sure that they go through that process. And sometimes it's just reminding them, and these corners that we have in the libraries are a source of information that will help them and people to explain to them what they have to do in order to apply, how they can get assistance and support in order to complete the process.
How many libraries are participating or will be participating?
I think just about all of them will be participating. I know the major ones will be participating in it, and to the degree that we have challenges in other areas, we'll shift resources there, but quite a few of them participate. I don't have the exact number at this point in time.
And it is a free service?
It's free service.
Free service,
yes.
For county residents. Okay. Let's talk about the procurement forum, the third annual procurement forum. It is a great opportunity for small businesses to learn a little bit more about opportunities of doing business with the county.
Right.
What are still some of the challenges in order to engage the smaller business?
Well, first of all, Montgomery County is a large procurer. We do an awful lot of procurement, and we've done so for a number of years. And so what we've tried to do over the years is provide some assistance and support for many of the businesses that are located in Montgomery County that are small and minority businesses, but all businesses as a result. And so this is providing them with information, how you can apply and how you can seek to procure opportunities within the county, what kind of assistance and support you may need or want, what are some of the pitfalls that people fall into, what are some of the challenges that they need to overcome, how you need to follow up with our personnel and give you the advice that you need, but to provide a larger array of people or companies that may be eligible to participate in our procurement options and get them engaged and involved. And we believe that it helps the number of those small businesses that are out there, but it also helps the county because the more people that are bidding and soliciting the kind of procurement opportunities in the county, the better it is for Montgomery County because that competition provides great competitive cost for us, and it gets more people involved in the process. So it's a two-way street. It helps them as well as it helps the county as a whole.
Minority-owned businesses, are they doing more procurement with the county?
Well, we've increased the number because they've had the opportunity now to see what we're doing. They understand the process better, and they know how to compete much better. And as a result of that, we have more people competing, smaller business, minority business, as well as larger business across the board. So it provides a better playing field for everyone to compete on.
The Department of Environmental Protection is going to be hosting several community meetings to hear from residents as to how we can aim for zero waste. The county is doing well, 60% in recycling waste, 0% waste. Is that an ambitious goal for waste management in the county? Extremely so, right?
Yes, but let me go back and repeat something that happened years ago. When I was a council member, I pushed for a 50% waste reduction, recycling, I'm sorry. And people thought that that was unrealistic. It can never happen. We can't get to that number. And we've not only gotten to that number, we've exceeded that number. And so I changed that now from the 50% to a 70%. And we're well on the way to meeting that target. So this is a 30% increase beyond that, given the way we've made the progress in the past, I think it is in fact doable. It's not going to happen overnight, but you want goals that are somewhat challengeable for you, but goals that I think realistically over a period of time we can reach. Unless we shoot for something like that, then our community will not get anywhere close to that. So we're going to shoot for the moon and the stars, and I'm confident that in time, with the cooperation of a broad array of businesses and everyday citizens, we can make that objective. And given the past and where we are today, Montgomery County is one of the most successful in the entire country. And I want this lofty goal to, in fact, be achieved.
Fall's here, and that means flu season is also here. Department of Health and Human Services, health officials, again, are encouraging residents to get the seasonal flu vaccines. They're offering them. Did you get yours?
I got mine today.
I was going to say, because you're 65 and over,
that's
okay?
Right, that's right. Don't remind me.
It's important that county residents do get their vaccination, correct?
Yes, especially some people who are heart disease and some other elements that health challenges they have in a certain risk category, people 65 and older. It really is helpful for not only you but your family, and especially those people who are working, because you affect your co-workers as well.
Since we're talking about seniors, affordable housing for seniors, the ribbon cutting of the century in downtown Silver Spring.
Mm-hmm.
Prime location. Once again, seniors are ruling downtown Silver Spring.
Well, this is a combination of an effort with the Mount Jezreel Baptist Church in Silver Spring, our housing offices, the state, and private developers all came together to, in effect, put this project together. And it was a pretty daunting task to start with. People who had not been involved in these kinds of projects before from the church perspective. But working together, working with our community, this turned out to be a very, very successful project. And I'm so delighted because it shows that we can take available land, working with the nonprofit sector, and to do good for the entire community. It's consistent with the church's mission. It's also consistent with the county's desire to provide additional affordable housing for seniors. So it's a win-win all around. And we look for even more of these types of projects in different locations around the county to provide affordable housing for seniors. So congratulations to them, and we look forward to even greater successes.
I'm telling you, seniors have prime locations here in the county.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Leggett, for
Thank
joining
you.
us today. And for you watching, do remember, any more information about the county, do visit montgomerycountymd.gov. I'm Lorna Virgili, and thank you for watching.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
In Montgomery County, we have a goal to reduce waste and recycle 70% of all waste by 2020. By recycling and reducing waste, we save natural resources and make our community even better. So recycle at home, work, school, everywhere, and keep recycling going. For more information, call the Montgomery County, Maryland Division of Solid Waste Services at 311 or visit montgomerycountymd.gov/recycling.
Keep it going.
Recycle more now.
I think someone at my friend's school has this thing called autism. My friend's brother's son has autism. My neighbor's son has autism. My son has autism.
Autism is getting closer to home. Today, 1 in 88 children is diagnosed with autism. That's a 1,000% increase in the last 40 years. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.